Hey, what's going on? I am Captain Zap. Welcome to the show. This is going to be a quick tutorial. A couple people asked me a few questions about how to build so I think we're going to go over how to build bookcases with number one, with the books in them. And then we're also going to do signs and a couple of different flooring ideas I had. So this should be short and sweet and to the point. So let's go over, start with the bookcases. So the first thing is I map out how big I want the bookcase, right? And I always, for the bookcases, I only do 1 meter deep, and sometimes they're 2 meters, sometimes they're bigger, wide. But I map out the area, and then we can go ahead and we can put down like a 1 meter and a 1x1 floor. And then you can go ahead and dress up the back however you want and the sides however you want. We're going to delete that. And I like to do a couple of sides like this. And then if you have this backed up against like a wall or something, you don't really have to worry about it, but in this case, we're going to do like that. And then what you're going to need is some brass or bronze nails and some regular wood and some fine wood. And the way that I like to do it is I like to put little, like a cupboard down below. Right? Little cupboard. And then maybe I'll put some trim pieces like this. Not like that. Don't do that. And then maybe another trim piece going across the top. Just kind of dress it up, make it look pretty. And there's your bookcase. I don't put one here because we're going to put books in here. So if you put one here, it'll kind of block and shrink the space too much, and it doesn't look very great. You could do it. I mean, it's your bookshelf. Do whatever you want. But I don't like to do it like that. And then we're going to grab an item stand. And the first item stand, I like to place back from the front edge here. Push back a little bit. And then kind of all the way to the side so it covers up that little wood bracket thing here. So we'll put one in there like that. And now we can adjust the size as we go along. We'll do like a staggered kind of weird different sizes using this item stand that we just placed to kind of randomly place other ones. And you can see you clip it kind of down through the shelf like that. And we'll do a couple, make sure that they're pushed back a little bit and not clipping through the front. Do a couple of short ones, and then maybe a taller one, and then maybe a slightly shorter one. I'm using a controller. This is obviously probably way easier with a mouse, but so we'll do a couple like that, and then maybe a taller one, and then maybe an even taller one like that. So there you get this kind of, well, don't do it. That was a bad one. So you get this kind of staggered book look. And then to cap it off, I like to put down like a skeleton trophy. I put down a skeleton trophy like right here. And you got to make sure that the item stand is facing the right way. So if you face it away from you, see those little glowing arrows pointing away from us? See, they're pointing to the left now. That's the way that you want to do it so that the skeleton trophy faces out. You can, of course, you can place it sideways. Maybe it's canted a little bit. Like that. However you want. And then maybe I put a candle in there or something. And that's kind of the fast and easy way to do that. I don't really know of any other way to do it, and I know that lots of people do these, so I'm not at all trying to take credit for this. I'm sure I learned it from somebody else on YouTube. I just don't remember. It's been so long. So that's how we do that. Yeah. I just had to... I did this a couple years ago when this game first came out. I was doing this kind of stuff. And I learned how to do this from somebody on YouTube. And then I forgot for a long time. And I just recently kind of problem solved my way through it and remembered how to do it. If you guys have any more questions, or if you have any issues, you want to learn how to build something that I haven't built yet, if you have any ideas, let me know. I love problem solving. I would love to try to figure out a new way to decorate stuff, whatever it is. Maybe we'll do some bunk beds, although I forget how I did these already. I think maybe we'll just clip that in like that, and we'll just free place a bunch of stuff. I don't really mind free placing. I think it's pretty interesting, and I think what we'll do is make sure that it's lined up this way. So we'll do a bunk bed. And we'll free place this 2 meter. So it's kind of aligned like that. And then we'll delete that and we'll replace that like that. And that's our bunk bed. And we'll probably do the same to the other side. And then you can just put down a couple of these floors. And then a bed. Like so. And then you can trim that out however you want. I keep grabbing the wrong piece. And then maybe we'll free place this one. Like that. And, oh yeah, and then we're gonna do like that, and like that. Free place this one so it's kind of looks right. That doesn't look great, does it? This is a little harder to do. So that it's lined up good. Something like that. And there you got a bunk bed. And then maybe you can use some signs or something as like a a shield to keep the kid from rolling off the bed or something. I don't know. And then you can do maybe like some stairs. What I like to do is half meter intervals, and the way that you get half meter up and down intervals, the way that I do it is I use this this 26-degree cross, and then whoopsie daisies, and then you can use this cross like this to get half meter intervals. If it works. Oh yeah. So you got like that. Half meter right there. You can delete that. I did a bunch of stuff you didn't have to do. It was all a waste of time. But half meter intervals down. And then 1 meter intervals down too. We can grab the cross again. Use the center snapping point. We got something like that. So now there's like a little ladder to climb up, something like that. It's non-functioning, but it looks cool. So there you got bunk bed. Maybe we'll go over the floor now. Or actually, let's do these chests. So I like to put my signs in the chests like this, clip them in, so that you can't interact with the sign anymore. What's one of my biggest fucking faux pas with this game is if you put a sign on every one of these beams, it's always in the way, and you end up clicking the sign instead of the chest. So I like to just put the label right on the chest like that. So the way that we do that is we need to grab a bunch of fine wood and iron. And my iron is running low. If you're doing a tall set like this, you have to start with the very top one and work your way down. And if you're working with just one chest, it's fine. What we do is we establish where the front and back... I'm going to turn my headlamp on for this. Where the front and back of the sign is. See the 3 dots? That's the front of the sign. We place that as close to the edge of the space that we're working with. In this case, I got lucky, and the edge happened to line up with the depth of one chest, which is about 1 meter. So we can outline where we're working like this. Say this is up against the wall here, right? Let's just make pretend for a second. Give me a fucking break. So we have the basic layout of the space that we're working with. And for this example, we'll do 2 shelves like this. We don't want anything in the way. Any kind of trim that's on the wall has to go. The wall itself is fine, but the trim has to go. You just want the basic outline where things are going to go here. We'll grab our sign and make sure that the 3 dots are facing us. We're going to put that dead center and as close to the edge as we can get it. And because of the wavy... how wavy the textures get when you start to add pieces together, I just kind of eyeball it. So this is kind of just right there. Before we place our chest, we're going to rename the sign, whatever it is. And because we're doing multiple tutorials here, we're going to go ahead and just do a color, a colored sign here. So we'll do something like, I don't know. You have access to all the basic colors. You can just spell out the colors. So we'll do the whatever the less than sign, and then we'll type in color equals, and then I like to use white because it's the easiest to see, and then we'll do the greater than sign and close it out, and it should disappear, right? And then you can type in whatever text it is that you're gonna do. So I'll type in poo poo, right? And there you go, poo poo in white. And then all we do is and this works, by the way, while we're here. If you go back, so if you use the arrow keys on your keyboard, start at the very far side of the text and go back to the front of the text, see the front of the P, and we're going to hit backspace, and we delete that invisible greater than sign. And instead of white, maybe we'll type in purple greater than sign, and now it's purple. And you can... So this works with with regular named colors, like the purple, yellow, white, black. You shouldn't do black though, because it's already black. It'd be a waste. This works with red, orange, all that stuff. But if you want a more specific color, then you have to go onto the interwebs and you look for HTML colors, which is an RGB hexadecimal triplet kind of color. It's a color equals, and then I think we do the we do the pound symbol or the hashtag symbol. Why isn't it working? And then you can type in the hexadecimal numbers that you're using here. And I'm just going to go onto the interwebs and find a simple one. How about the color olive? So for the color olive, it's a pound or hashtag 808 and then 3 zeros. And then we'll close that out. And you can see it's already olive colored. Poo-poo in olive. So that's how you do that. You can also, we'll do another one down here. You can also use text symbols. So we'll just put that right there. That sign can go there. And we will do text symbol. First I'll do color. Color equals pink. Oh, but pink is not in the thing. So we'll find a good, we'll do magenta. Color equals hashtag FF00FF. What happened? Oh yeah. FF00FF, and then we'll greater than. And instead of putting any kind, this see it's magenta, instead of putting any kind of text in there, I will find a text symbol just by looking that up. Text symbol. And there'll be a bunch of fun ones. And I think on Xbox you can just use the emojis. But I'm not on Xbox, so I will copy this text symbol. All you do is you click on it, and I can actually just show you that. There you go. Share that little baby. So we just grab this baby, and you see it's just copy. It's ready to copy. Get rid of that crap. Come back over here, and paste it. And there you go. Now you got a text symbol in there. That's pretty fun. And then to round it all out, we're going to go ahead and put our chest down. And the way that I do it is I kind of come to the side and I figure out where dead center is, roughly how much space on each side is it going to be, and it's just a little bit. See, maybe a few of his inches. And we kind of come over here from behind like that, and we just barely push it back until the sign isn't showing, but the letters are. And on controller, it's really tough, but I nail it every time. And see how the trim on the chest is kind of interfering with the text on the sign? We don't want that. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to add as many spaces as we can. Delete one and just put a period down. Anything that's going to be hidden, really, because it's the bottom of the sign. See that little tiny period down there? You won't see that because it'll be hidden by trim once we trim all this out. So we'll try this again until the poo-poo is just barely showing. Place that down there like that. And there you go. And as for the heart, I wonder, I haven't really done this yet, so try that. Got a little tiny heart there. And then we can do the same thing with this chest. And we might have to destroy all of this trim here. Get some more fine wood. So we'll just put this puppy in here. And like I said before, you have to start with the tallest shelf first, or the tallest, the tallest shelf has to go in first. That is not centered. Otherwise, if you don't start with the top one, when you put a chest down, you're not going to be able to place the next chest on top of this shelf that we made here. It'll assume the physical existence of the shelf, and they'll get taller and taller until they're so displaced that it looks terrible. So although you can do it, it won't look great. So I do it like this. And this is going to take me a second, but it's the controller's fault. And that looks better. So see, you got the heart. And then we can just trim this puppy out. And you'll notice sometimes it's going to be difficult to place the trim. It'll be red. What I like to do to avoid all that is I will just do the side trim first. You can't use the anything kind of interacting with the chests. So I just use other trim. So if you just use other trim as your snapping points, it should be fine. See? No good, right? So we'll put trim down in the back. And I'm out of fucking wood. Put other trim down in the back, and then we should be able to place our quarter walls here. Just like that. You go all the way around, make it look pretty, do whatever you want. Lots of fun there. Okay, next we're going to do a couple of different ideas for some wood flooring. Okay, so for the wood floor, I'm just going to do this out here really quick. You can kind of figure out the outer dimensions of whatever building you're working on. And then the entrance is important to know. So we'll just call this my entrance here. It's going to be too wide, whatever. Right? And then whatever, it doesn't matter. The backside doesn't really matter. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of free place one of these bad boys, one of these wood beam 2 meters, like that. And make sure that they're even, right? That's not even. So we got to make sure that they're roughly even. That's good. And then we'll do another one. So we want 3 layers. If you haven't seen the tavern I just built, go check that out. I use this kind of floor for that tavern. So we're going to do 3 of these like that. And then starting anywhere, we're going to put it on free place. Starting anywhere, just slightly lower than these 3 perimeter beams that we put down. We're going to start randomly placing some of these bad boys. And you might think that it's going to take forever. It really doesn't. You put down a 1 meter every once in a while. And you just kind of like getting a feel for like a strange staggered pattern that you would see in like regular. I live in New England, so this is kind of the way the floors look in New England. So you're going to do something like that, making sure that they stay lower. As you can see, we've come up quite a bit. That's not good. We have to stay lower than these perimeter pieces of wood flooring here, wood planks. So it does take a little bit of time, but you get the hang of it. So you'll just do a bunch of these. Kind of like this, stagger them, make them look a little bit random. That's fine. And then the reason that we did 3 thick on the perimeter is so that we could hide all of this junk. Turn snapping back on, and we can just fit in a bunch of these to hide them. And there you got like cracks in the floor and little gaps, and it looks uneven and stuff. Like I said, go check out the tavern build. Really proud of that floor. It came out really nice. So you can do something like this. It does not take that long. It's pretty quick. It's just not as fast as using these. these wood floor pieces, but it looks way better in my opinion. Yeah, so that's that floor, and I've been kind of workshopping an idea for like a herringbone kind of pattern here. So I'll show you that. Okay, I had to remember what the fuck I was doing. So this is a herringbone pattern. We're just gonna alternate. It's raining, that's pretty sweet. We're just gonna alternate how we place these pieces down in a herringbone shape like this. And we're gonna be using the 90-degree angle here. We're gonna be using this piece to lay down the long piece. So the wide piece and then the long piece, and then the wide piece and the long piece. And we're gonna try not to clip them into each other too much like that. And we're just gonna keep doing this over and over and over again forever until we decide it's enough. We've had enough torture. So I really like the way that this floor looks. It's a very parquet, kind of older, maybe Victorian. I'm not an architect or anything, but it seems kind of Victorian and pretty nice. So we're just gonna keep doing it like that. Over and over and over again. That's not right. I really like the way that this kind of floor looks, and I think I'm going to use it in one of the next builds that I do. Something like that. It can end up looking pretty nice. Once we get to this point, we can start capping these off like that. Like that. And like that. And we just keep going forever. Like I said, until you get tired or until it's done. It kind of has like a weave pattern to it, or it's a herringbone. I guess you all should know what that is. But so anyway, that's it. This has been my tutorial: how to build stupid shit and how to make it look cool. If you were asking how to do the books and how to stagger them like that, it's pretty easy. If you can, like I said, if you have any questions, if you have a problem that needs solving, let me know. I live for it. It makes me super happy. So that's gonna do it for this tutorial. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do a lot of like really big builds. If this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, check out all my build videos. We're also doing a Let's Play all the way through Valheim. Yeah, it's the last two biomes are new to me, so the Mistlands and the Ashlands are new to me, so we're almost there. We're in the plains now. We're almost there. Go check it out. Subscribe, hit that bell notification, all that crap. Anyways, I had a great time. Hope you did too, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!